Hello there. I've been doing a lot of different videos. Recently, I haven't really posted too much, but I wanted to do something quick because I recently painted my calipers, the rear calipers for my Tesla. I used two different types of kits to do it, so I wanted to kind of do a comparison and give you some feedback on which kits are, probably better than the others. So the two that I actually used, the Eastwood POR 15 caliper paint, and I use that on my parking brake because there's some specific properties on this that it's probably not going to be as good with using it on a regular active caliper. The other kit I used was the G2 kit. Little comparison here. So first, this is the ending result product of the brake caliper. This is the parking brake on the Tesla Model S. We have a parking brake on our electric vehicle because when you put the car in park, something needs to initiate and they don't want to initiate the large disc brakes. So this is just a parking brake that kind of holds the car in park or acts as an emergency brake. So if you could see, really nice color, not too shiny, but shinier than what you're going to get normally. The one thing that I noticed about this is, it didn't really self-level. It did show a lot of the graphics on the brake still, which actually came up really nice. I kind of coated the whole brake so you could even see the underbelly. You can still see all the logos and everything else on here. It was very easy to coat, actually. So I guess I could say that the positives of the Eastwood are, it does come out relatively clear. It was inexpensive. The little jar that I got over there was absolutely full, and I believe it cost $20. It's good up to about 500 degrees, which is part of the reason why I put the Eastwood on the parking brake, because the parking brake, it does not initiate on a regular basis. It just holds it in place. So I figured it was a cheap option to go with that would cost less. The negatives about it is obviously you can kind of see the streaking. It is kind of based on how you're painting it on. You need to really do a really fine coat. Maybe even use a wider brush to applicate it. The other negative was time. Basically, after the first coat, it says you have to wait 4 hours to reapply a second coat. So the first coat kind of fully dries. Then you apply the second coat, and then you have to wait another 24 hours before even trying to drive the vehicle, which is common among both kits. But I took everything completely off so I could get a nice covering on the whole brake. But I can imagine if somebody's trying to do this at their home, and they have the car up on blocks or something like that, that's going to take a really long time. Waiting 4 hours. You have to basically do it in the morning on the weekend, wait the 4 hours, do it in the afternoon again, and then you'll be able to drive the car on Sunday evening. Anyway, so the second kit, this is the G2 kit. You can see the high gloss finish. Beautiful finish. There is a little bit of, maybe streaking and stuff there, but it definitely leveled off a lot more than the G2 kit. It was painted on the same exact way. It just gives off this beautiful shine. I even did the caliper so you can kind of see. Here's the G2, and this is the Eastwood kit, so you can see the streaking versus the non-streaking that comes out. Just comes out and looks really beautiful, next to the other kit. But functionally, if you want something that's more inexpensive, the other one's better. Now for this one, to apply it, it's actually relatively easy. The Eastwood kit came pre-mixed. This one did not. So they basically give you a vial. You're supposed to dump the whole vial into the jar. The jar of paint is only about this full, I would say. It's not very full at the end of the day, but I still have almost half left, and you could see all of the blue that I painted here. So these are my rear calipers. So the advantages to this kit is obviously the beautiful gloss, the nice easy finish that's on there that, you could easily put a sticker on this. It just came out really gorgeous, at the end of the day. It's also quick. So after you put on the first coat, it says basically to wait approximately 10 minutes or so to put on the second coat. And I believe it completely dries within 2 hours after that. And you could actually drive the car at that point 24 hours after that. In the can, and it applies within 5 minutes. So that's really nice. The negatives about it, highly, highly toxic. Dries like a rock. So if you get it anywhere other than where you want to paint it, good effing luck. I mean, the floor, see? One thing that I did notice is that it appears the turpentine or paint thinner will actually thin it out. So if you do get it on the floor or something like that, put a little bit of paint thinner down there and it should actually thin it out and be able to get it up. But from what the manufacturer is saying, the huge advantage of this, besides the speed of putting it on, is it's good up to about 850 to 900 degrees. So it will not fade. It won't do anything else beyond that. And you can kind of see it just gives off this beautiful shine. It's very, very even, very level, when it comes down to it. And, ultimately at the end of the day, I mean, it was, $20 for the Eastwood kit, or for the Eastwood jar, basically a full jar of this. And for like, I would say a third full a jar of this, which the jar is a little bit smaller, not much. It was about $55. So if you want this beautiful shine, then I would suggest getting the G2 kit. You don't have to paint your calipers or anything like that. I did because I already have an issue with the car, so I have them off anyway, so why not? But you could apply it directly on the car while the caliper's there and enjoy the beautiful finish that you get in the end. If